Well, good morning. I'm just sorting out a few bits of bait, and I just want to go through one of the baits I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be doing some link leisuring on a very small tributary, one that I fished in March, but I didn't do a video blog on, and it isn't the Blackwater. No bonus points to guess what I'm going to be using today along with my other baits, and that is the excellent waxworms from Waxworms UK Limited. Really been a superb bait for me. Been picking up some nice chub, dace. I've had bream to £8.7 as well, and they're just an excellent addition to an angler's armoury in my opinion. I'll just show you what they look like and get a few out. Bear with me because they are rather lively, and it's quite a bit of a chunky sawdust to sort through to get to them. There we go. I don't know how well you can see that. There we go. Now, if you're thinking to yourself supersized maggot or wasp grub, you wouldn't be far wrong. They are similar and quite cream coloured. But let me just get that one before it escapes. But they are, as the name would suggest, the larvae of the wax moth. Now, the pupa stage as such. Now, I found these to be absolutely superb. I mean, for the price you get, as I say, 270 for £6. They well packaged in a plastic container, lots of chunky sawdust, and also wrapped in a corrugated cardboard parcel. Now that's all sent to your door for that price of £6, which isn't bad given that our postage in the UK, in my opinion, isn't that cheap. So that's pretty good. And I tend to use these mainly as single hook baits. You could use them on the surface because they are a buoyant bait. You could use them fed on the surface and then free lined on the surface, and they'd be very good like that. But I tend to link leisure them, so 270 as just a hook bait goes a hell of a long way. They're very juicy, very rubbery bait as well, so you know they can withstand the attentions of minnows quite well. I tend to fish them as a double, so hooking them like a maggot, hook one on like a maggot, and the other prior to that is threaded up the shank of the hook to cover the shank of the hook. Now, these I tend to fish opportunistically, fish dropping, just dropping into spots and trying to drop a nice natural bait on a fish's head, run it through a swim, and trying to get a fish to pick it up and think, well, it's quite a natural presentation. But that said, I also do tend to fish them in other swims, chopping and changing between that opportunistic approach, fishing them with maggots trickled in, so you get that kind of child in a sweet shop effect. The fish will come in, pick up the maggots, and then they see a nice big juicy grub or two and just zone in on it, and you get really, really confident bites, I found, doing that in certain swims. So, just chopping and changing between that. But obviously, that said, I have got other baits I'm going to be using today as well, but for the majority I will be using these. I've got lobworms, maggots and bread with me. But they are absolutely superb, and they work wonderfully on a smaller fine wire hook, just fish trotted with a nice little float down the river. And I suspect on some areas of river where you've got big wary roach, they would go down just a treat, in my opinion. Anyway, just thought I'd show you, that particular bait, which has been absolutely superb with me, for myself on the last few trips. And yeah, I'm going to get that lid on the bait box before they all disappear and get it packed into the rucksack, and yeah, let's do some fishing, shall we? Oh, there we go. One for the waxworms. Lovely confident bite on a 2 SSG link leisure and triple waxworms on a size 10 hook. Lovely, as I say, confident bite. No bait's gone in, and this is a kind of quality, a healthy quality of the fish that are in this tiny waterway. There we go. Anyway, she's got a bit of a belly to her. Yeah, they're certainly bigger than this in here. Anyway, let's slip this wonderful looking and healthy little lady perch back, shall we? Sod's law, the camera battery went, just as I had to take from this fella, and a very nicely conditioned river heart brownie, and yep, I just snuffled 3 waxworms, 1 up the shank and 2 nipped on lightly. But yeah, real good scrapping, a little spot that you can see behind me, a little bit of undercut bank on the opposite margin. Anyway, let's get it slipped back, shall we? You never know what's going to turn up in these small rivers. Far from the biggest chub that you're ever going to see and that I'm ever going to catch. But there we go. Lovely, lightly coloured brass, very lightly, quite silvery chub. It's in perfect condition. Once again, just on the waxworm. But yeah, not massive fish. And the bigger fish that are in here, the bigger chub, are acting very, very apprehensively. And quite warily because the water level is so low. Anyway, let's get this little chap slip back. Well, there we go. £1 exactly. Lovely fine example of a river heart perch, and there's certainly bigger in here than this for perch, and I'm sure if they look like this one they're going to be stunners. It's not been easy today. The river's been low and clear, and I managed to spook a couple of bigger chub downstream, but it's been enjoyable nonetheless. Let's get this pretty chap slip back, shall we?